I want to do right now is recap and go over the reasons why we took this trade yesterday and why it was so successful. Okay, so what do we do? What do we look for? So first things first, as I always teach my team, this is a strategy that I like to use, a pivot point SMA strategy. So the first thing you want to do is you want to mark up your support or resistance, followed by the trend line, right? And what we pretty much do is if it breaks below, we sell. We want to make sure it lines up with um, what's going on in the market. You want to look at the RSI. You want to look for any of the patterns that will indicate it will be a sell. And if it breaks above the trend line, you look for a buy. You look for other confirmations as to why it would be a buy. And you also look at the RSI. All right, so we marked up our support and our trend line, and we looked at RSI. We saw that it was oversold and it was time to go up. As you can see here, if it's overbought, that means that it's time to sell, and then it's oversold, then it's time to buy. So that's pretty much what we waited for, and we saw that it broke out above. So that was like one confirmation that it was time to get in. So we got in for a buy. Another confirmation that we use is if price crosses above the pivot point, then we're looking for a buy, and if price cross below the pivot point, we're looking for a sell. So that was confirmation number 2. Confirmation number 1, it broke out of the trend line. Confirmation number 2, it broke above the pivot point. Confirmation number 3, price was oversold, so we knew that it was price was going to reverse and go up. And the next confirmation would be this 50 moving average. So we know that if price goes above the 50 moving average, we're looking for a buy. And if price goes below the 50 moving average, we're looking for a sell. All right. As you can see, we rolled this thing all the way up to about here. This is where TP1 was, a little below R1, which is a resistance 1. So you have the pivot point, you have resistance 1, 2, 3, and then below it you have support 1, 2, 3, all the way to 5. All right, so in this case, even though we got out here, the team made a lot of profit, but as you can see, after it hit our TP, it dropped. It came, it retested the moving average. It went back up to like where our first TP was. It came back down, retested the moving average, and then it shot up all the way to R3. So that was a super dope trade to take, and yeah, like it was nice trading this with my team. Even my mama made a couple dollars off of this trade. I can't wait to do it again. So yeah, that was that. Oh yeah, it was another confirmation too. If you look, price pretty much. Where's my tools? It shot up, right? Let's make that green. And then it pretty much consolidated to the downside before shooting all the way up again. So that's a flag pattern, a bullish flag pattern. Pretty much have a big push up, consolidate to the downside before going up and continuing with the direction it was already going in. So that's a continuation pattern. That was another way that we knew price was going to go up. And it was actually another reason. All right, so let's pull out our rectangle. You see right here, let's go ahead and mark up this area. All right, so this is what you call a zone. And I noticed that when price got in this zone, It had some nice pushes up, right? And this is also what we call supply, looking for supply and demand zones, right? So when price came back in this zone again, I was pretty confident that price was going to go up because we've seen it done in the past, right? And I also knew that price was going to reject here, and that's why we set that as our TP, because we saw that, when price got to this zone, that it had a tendency to go down, right? Right. So that's exactly why we got out here. Because if your entry is around this area and you made all that profit by not getting out at this strong resistance point, you pretty much would have been you would have lost your profits. So it's always better to just take your profits, wait for a retest of some kind, jump back in, and then get it, like ride it up. So yeah, like this is an awesome trade for so many reasons. I really enjoyed trading Ethereum this weekend. A lot of people on my team, they don't trade crypto, so this was really nice.